a found footage film of a 1970s late night talk show's Halloween episode that goes off the rails. Now, I will admit it, back in 1999, when I first saw the Blair Witch Project, I 100% believed that it was actual found footage. It terrified me. I was so scared that I drug a second group of friends to see it at the theater the day after I saw it the first time, and that's when I learned that it wasn't truly found footage. I wasn't mad at the filmmakers for making me think it was real. I was thrilled. I am so glad that I get to live in a time when I was fooled by an elaborate marketing campaign, much like audiences in the 1930s were fooled with the War of the Worlds radio broadcast, or audiences in the early 1990s were with a Ghost Watch special. Late Night with the Devil doesn't try to fool the audience. They expect us to know that it's not real from the very beginning. Now, for most of the movie, it plays out in real time. We are just watching a late night talk show. When the show cuts to commercials, we are still on set and follow the host and the guest backstage as they prepare for the next segment. The look and feel of this feels exactly the same as all of the Johnny Carson clips from the 1970s that I've watched on YouTube. The jokes are period perfect, as are the costumes, the hairstyles, the set pieces, and the video quality. The only thing that really takes me out of the moment is the segments that happen during the commercial break. For some reason, they were filmed in widescreen, which I don't think behind-the-scenes footage of a late-night show in the 70s would have been filmed in widescreen. The movie stars David Dastmalchian, who isn't probably a household name at this point, but he has been in a bunch of stuff, and I think you'll probably recognize his face. He was Polka Dot Man in the newest version of Suicide Squad, and he was John Beacon, the bassist from Queen, in Weird, the Al Yankovic Story. Now, speaking of Weird, the Al Yankovic Story, the shortest song in that movie, at around 13 seconds, is called Bowling with the Devil. And every time I see the title Late Night with the Devil, I sing it in that voice. This is Dastmalchian's first starring role. He nails it. He does a great job of capturing a late night talk show host. He delivers the jokes perfectly, and the audience laughs. Not because the jokes are particularly funny, but because there's probably an applause/laughter sign telling them to. Now, late night shows are typically an hour long, and this movie plays out the fictional Jack Delroy show, Night Owls, in real time. We see everything we would have seen had we been watching this live on TV. Because it's sweeps week, aka when the producers of the show bring out the best guests in hopes of upping advertising dollars for future broadcasts, the show is never boring and kind of over the top. Each guest builds on the last. The things that we assume are camera tricks are challenged by one of the guests, who is a skeptic, based after the late, great Amazing Randy. This guest is a bit more intense and condescending than Amazing Randy ever was, though, and because of that, it adds a little bit more tension and enjoyment to the story. Late Night with the Devil delivers on its title and has several twists and turns up its sleeve. The story behind the scenes of the show intensifies the show that we are watching. Now, I don't think that the ending quite lived up to the build-up, but there's no denying that the look and feel of the 1970s was perfectly captured. Each performance was better than it should have been, and there were more than a couple of really effective and very creepy scenes. Late Night with the Devil is one of, if not the best horror movie of 2024. Staring creepily into the camera. Audiences dressed up for Halloween. Being possessed on live TV. Crazy eyes, perfectly capturing the look and feel of 1977. Being in deep thought with your arm on a camera.